treasure hunt we go. Let's go. I brought Sloth along with me. He couldn't be bothered to get out of bed, so I brought his mate along. He's in a bag. So, finally rubbish. We're going to be picking up rubbish today as well. And picking up all the treasures we left. So, some of you may have done this treasure hunt for me, or for yourselves really, not for me. Panda's going around now and he's going to be taking down the cable ties and picking up the key rings and the badge. If it's still there. If it's not the end of the world, but I don't want to leave stuff out for the animals to eat or hurt the trees and the wildlife. Okie dokie. So, you guys who have done the hunt, hopefully you walked to this path. You probably didn't, you walked up the other ones because Panda's map was slightly different. Okay, so I've got one here. Okay, so Panda's got his knife. So I'm just going to take this one down. Okay, I'll put it in the bag. So the next one. So that was our first one, our yellow cable tie. So we were looking out for a second yellow cable tie now. 2 cable ties together. And it should be round the corner. And it is. Okay, so it's still there, which is good. Did that one a bit tight, guys. Gosh. Brilliant. So, anybody would have seen that one? Okay. That was one of our badges that we've been working towards while we've been off. I don't know if you would have got if you could recognise the badges that were on the key rings. These are images of the badges we've been working towards. Okay, so all 4 are the badges that hopefully the majority of you would have done and achieved. Some of you have sent me some really good pictures and videos. We got a bit of a camp, didn't we? In the garden, that was good. All these things are really good, you need to keep doing them. So this trail here, this signpost, we went on the red trail. Now one of my pictures, you would have seen me doing this. We were going up to the red trail, okay? I think that's it, that people pick up dog poo, they put it in a bag and they leave it on the floor. Dog walkers, take your poo home. Okay, so up here, there would have been another one. I can't remember the colour of this one. Let's have a look. Looking. Oh! I would say can anybody see it, but you probably can't. So we have an orange cable tie. Okay. Cut that off. So now, if by magic, it just fell off, Governor, in my hand. Oh, I've got to use that one again, don't I? Yes, cameraman.
I can't. What if you were just watching? If someone's joined recently and doesn't really know what's happening.
Well, they can make up. Well, it's only going to be the beavers, so the beavers would recognise the wood. So we're going through King's Farm wood, okay? And I put out for the treasure hunt. But you would have had the information through. Your parents would have seen it. So I would have thought with the main parents watching it with their beaver. Right, so we've got a second one here. There's a nice orange one. Okay, that's the book reader badge. Yeah, so some of you have sent me some really good pictures of your front covers and your bookmarks. All fingers and thumbs. Oh, tell you what, next time I'll buy cheap cable ties. Because these are quite tough. Oh. Okay, so no damage to the old tree, which is good. Sloth is holding all our stuff for us still. He's good at that. Need to make Sloth training to make cups of tea, I think. Fox does that normally. I wonder if Fox is online. Hi Fox, if you're there. And Skittles. And Pigeon. Obviously Sloth. And Swallow. And maybe Sticky. Sticky might be on. So we've got Skunk. Skunk is going to come up here, I think, with Alfie. And the rest of the gang. Well, so. What numbers? That's 2 we've done. So there's 2 more key rings to do. Yeah, sorry.
Donna Humphreys has just messaged, it was a fun route.
It was brilliant. Good. Thank you. That's Chloe's mummy. So that she's named herself called Swallow. So that's a nice pretty bird. So when we get back, we can draw a nice picture of a swallow. Not sure whether a swallow outfit would be quite good. She'd have wings, wouldn't she? She'd fly around. So she could do this really fast, I think. Okie dokie. Right, so I think a few of you got a bit confused on this crossroad here, or this junction. So we're still following the red trail, but we're going to go this way. So again, anti-clockwise all around the King's Farm Wood. Watching the stinging nettles. Ooh. Some of you may know this. While I'm here and I've got a bit of time, some of you may know this. Sticky weed. This is sticky weed. Our Sticky, about sticky weed. That's where she got a name from. All the beavers covered her in sticky weed. So you know how we can treat stinging nettles. Our parents would have told us about dot leaves, those big leaves we can rub on there. Sticky weed is better. Much better. Don't need grass in it. So we just basically need to crush up the sticky weed. Okay, really crush it up so you feel all the juices. So it's got to be really juicy, yeah, and it'll feel all slimy in your hands. Once you've done that, then you can rub it onto your stinging nettle sting, okay, and that'll soothe it much better than a dot leaf. Sticky. Yes, Alex.
The fun fact, sticky leaves became this useful because they evolved to grow around stinging nettles. So they became stinging nettle proof to survive growing near and around them.
So I guess with that concept then, Alex, because they've adapted an immunity to it, that's probably what's in their sap that helps us with our sting. Okay. It's a squirrel. Not our squirrel. Not squirrel.
I don't see it. What?
What do you mean? Just a grey squirrel.
It's impossible to see.
Oh,
Somewhere in there.
I thought in here we had another. Yes, we do. So, have we lost a blue tag, Alex? That one there, look, guys. Right, we've got. I must admit, I bought the bag because I believe somebody sent some pictures through and it was very dirty. I don't think it's this spot. There's no fire. So that's why I've come up today. I did say I was taking this down tomorrow, but I just didn't want people coming along and it not being there. It's not fair on dragging people out if the stuff wasn't here. But so far, so good. It's all here. Oh, I'm really hot in this onesie. And I was asked earlier what I was doing wearing a onesie. Well, and I said it's Saturday and I wear a Panda onesie on a Saturday. All tidy, see? Hello, dog. Hello.
Hello.
Right, we're going to carry on. Hey. Hey. Oh, hey. What? Hey. Should we go find that blue cable tie? Let's go back a minute, Alex. Let's see if we can find that random blue cable tie. So there should have been a blue one that I've missed.
Didn't we put it like halfway up that walkway up there?
No.
Or was that the orange one?
There it is. Look.
Ah.
I was chatting, wasn't I? I was chatting. Here it is. So, again, when you're coming through the woods, when we're doing a treasure hunt, I bet a lot of you were chatting to your mums and dads, brothers and sisters, cousins, dogs. Father Christmas, Roger Rabbit. You seen a Roger Rabbit film? Really good. Anyway, blue. So that's 3 badges, yeah? Brilliant. Oh, did we say what that one was? I can't remember. That one. So it looks like the Wi-Fi signal. That one is your digital citizen badge, stage 1. So these ones go up through your scouting career, so into cubs, into scouts, but you'll get different levels. So level 1 is where we start, which you did really well. So that's sending emails, pictures to Panda and the team. And also we answered a few questions when we did our sleepover in the garden or sleep out. We asked some questions about the parts of a computer. So a monitor, give me a screen, a keyboard, a mouse, not a rat, not a squirrel, it's a mouse. And we also said about the actual tower, the PC, and the hard drive in there. There's lots of USB sticks, RAM. We didn't talk about RAM, did we? No, I just made that bit up. No, we didn't talk about that being in your stage 2, but I think you probably do that in cubs. Right, let's carry on. Ooh. Anywho, so what have you guys been doing? We're going to try, not today, and post another video if I can, and if I can do it properly and clearly enough for you guys, on how to make a little face covering. Okay, something simple, because a lot of us know about the virus, and a lot of places now it seems like we might be gearing up so we have to wear them when we go outside, especially when we go to shops, we go play with our friends, or so it'll be nice, simple, be no stitching, be something that we can use, but you'll need a clean sock. Ask your mums and dads for their space of odd socks, because they'll have probably a drawer or a box full of odd socks. Don't know why they're odd. Don't know where all the odd socks go, to be honest. But we can use those ones as long as they've been washed, because you don't want someone's smelly sock on you. What else? What else can I tell you? Next Wednesday we have our Zoom meeting again, and we are so Jack's mum, which is Sticky, she is going to be doing story time for us. Not just a normal story time, really funny, really good, so make sure you are watching it. We're also going to, you'll need a teddy bear and a clean toothbrush, or a dry toothbrush, I say, not necessarily clean. You can use your one, because we want to practice cleaning our teeth, don't we? But we're not going to do our own teeth, because you'll make the keyboard or your phone dirty. There's a hole there. Okay, right. I've been talking a little bit, it's just started spitting through the trees. So, we could, do you reckon we'll fast forward this on the edit, because it might be a bit boring and Panda's going to be huffing and puffing up the hill. But we're going to do the whole loop, and it's all live. So for the next bit, if anybody's watching, if anybody is, you're better off getting a cup of tea. So I'll go across this field and then up the next one. I might be on all fours by the time I get to the top. I'll be tight. I wore a couple of layers underneath here, so it's all about layering up when we go outside. And I'm really warm now, really warm. So,
Alex's placeholder quiz. So
go on then.
obviously
A quiz. Are we having a quiz?
we might as well seem
Go on
we're
then.
going really far. So if anybody's watching, please message your answers to the quiz in the comment section below. So
Alex has his own YouTube channel, as you can tell.
yeah. 1. So if a tree has a silver trunk, what type of tree is it?
Can we have a multi-choice answer?
Okay then.
Or
I'm fine with that.
can I just randomly spout out some trees, maybe? Could it be a chestnut tree? Could it be a willow tree? No willow, silver, don't know. Can it be a birch tree? Could it be a silver birch tree? Could it be an ash tree? Could it be an ash tree? Could it be... What we like? We know conker trees, so we know them conker trees. Chestnut. We've got birch, ash, willow and chestnut. I've heard those words before. Can anybody tell me what they are? Those 4 trees? Why does that sound familiar to Panda? We used to do something. Pre-lockdown. Something to do with our houses, weren't they? Were they houses? Or were they... They were lodges, weren't they, guys? They were your lodges. Can anybody remember your lodges? When we get back, are we going to remember which group we're going to be in? Which lodge we're going to be in? Right. What's what Gate says? Hey, anybody guess? Right, let's not do that.
Yeah.
I think I'm daft.
Moving on. Question 2. So, well, all of these will be tree-related questions, as you're going to be like a tree quiz in the next week or two soon.
Yes, we were going to do a tree quiz, yeah.
So, question 2 is, what type of tree has a leaf that is in the symbol of Canada? Ooh.
So what sort of tree has a maple leaf?
But you just gave it away there.
I wonder. So the Canadian flag has this red maple leaf. So I'm not quite sure what sort of tree that is. But anyway, that's a good question. Hopefully some of you might get the answer to that one. Ooh. Bug hunt. Look at this little fella. Look at this. Wow. So, if I was a yummy bird, thinking, oh, I want a snack. Now, do you think those red spots say to the birdies, eat me please, I'm yummy? Or would it say to the birds, if you eat me, I taste really horrible? Let me know what you reckon, guys, because insects, they might look nice and yummy for birdies, but a lot of the insects now that taste yucky, or it's a defense mechanism, because actually some of those insects could taste really nice, but the birds, if they see brightly coloured insects, through experience and through their mums and their dads telling them, if it's bright, it's probably yucky and they shouldn't eat it. So so if you see bright insects, they probably taste yucky. Also, like that insect there, we don't want to be touching it. We don't want to give it too much fuss and bother, okay? So we have a look at it and move on. Okay, 'cause there's lots and lots of insects up here. When it comes to coming out in the field like this, you can see there's lots of flowers, stinging nettles, thistles, all sorts. So what we want to do when we are walking out, let's try and keep to the paths, because you can see there's a natural path there, where it's all nice and short. So we'll stick to that because one, you're going to damage all the flowers and the plants. Two, you don't know what's under there. There could be holes, there could be stones. Hold on, I was going to have a look. Just want to ask the beavers in a second. What do you think that is, guys? That is a Malteser. So what gets collected, Maltesers are all collected from up here on the hillside. Yeah? And then they're put in a bag and they're matured. And they grow. And look, there's a whole bundle of Maltesers here. Look, they're Maltesers. And after a little while, if you put them in a bag, they'll become Maltesers. And that's another Panda's fact.
And well done, Donna Humphreys, for identifying the type of moth that was. It's a cinnabar moth, you know, the one we saw earlier. Yeah. Well, she thinks it is.
Oh, get you. Very clever. Just wonder it has an accent. So, I wonder. Yeah, I don't know. I must admit, I've never seen an insect like that before, that colour. There's our ladybirds here, look. Okay. There you go, have a jiggy jiggy. Keep it warm, generate heat.
Probably not going to mention what that looks like, but okay.
Okay, so we talked about where Maltesers come from. I mentioned about keeping on to the plants. Please don't just go what is nice and you really want to do an adventure. You want to go through, make trails, trample bushes, break branches. Let's not, okay? Because you can damage the environment, okay? You don't need to. Oh, I reckon there's that badger poo or fox poo.
Over here.
Yeah.
Ooh. What is that?
Let me know, guys, if anyone knows. One of them does the cut off, the nice long cut off, like a tulip bulb.
Oh.
You guys have fun? Okay, so now, what else would we say when we're out? Later on in the year we'll get berries, we'll get black currants, red currants, blackberries, lots of other little fruits that we can pick while berries. Again, it was something that Panda really wanted to do. I wanted you guys to do some foraging with me. Because you are a little bit younger, what I don't want you guys doing is just going around picking stuff up and putting in your mouth. If you're not 100%, you know what it is. But your mums and dads will have a good idea. But there's one tip that I need to do. I'll do it up here for our next tag. Just want to point out something to you that will come in very helpful if you are ever picking blackcurrants in the wild. So, angry plant. Okay. So we've got a yellow cable tie here, guys. So if you want to zoom round, you see where we are.
It's green.
Green?
It's the green cable tie because the yellow one's back there.
So we're up by the soakaway that they're building for the Air Museum. So we're right at the top of the hill. The Panda will, we can cut that cable tie off. Okay.
And while he is cutting that.
Okay, nope.
Oh, done it.
Seconds. Right, so I was talking about eating wild berries that are edible, only if your parents say you can eat them. Okay, be really careful, there's lots of berries you mustn't eat, you make very poorly tummy. So, say on this post, this area here, guys, goes from the tank right up, you know, to Panda's chest, okay? And this could be bushes. Pretend that's a berry bush. Don't pick anything below, say, Panda's waist. Okay, never pick fruit from below Panda's waist. Always pick it up high. Okay. So some of you beavers, I may have told you in the past, but the reason is lots of animals might have a wee on those lower ones. So dogs and other animals. Okay. So always pick it from higher up. Obviously, you might be short, you might be too short to do it, but your parents are there to help you. So, okay, we're walking straight across from our post to this one. This is our gardening badge, or our watering can badge. I think somebody mentioned, which is pretty cool. I think it should be called a watering can badge. I think that's much better. But yes, that's our gardening badge. So, you guys have, nearly all of you, I believe, have successfully grown some plants. I think some of them have died, some of them have been planted again, which is really good. I know my pumpkins I put out because they were growing really well, so I put them out in the garden and then the frost got them and then they died. So we've got some more we planted, and our sunflowers, I think summer sunflower has got a flower on it now, so it's quite nice. So the sunflowers only sort of grow to about that high, so 10 inches maybe, something like that. Quite nice. Yes, Alex.
Well, when I was at Beavers, I remember making a sunflower that grew to about the same height as I was, which was about straight up 4 foot, because they gave out the largest sunflower seeds.
You did do large sunflowers. The only trouble I had with those, Alex, doing the large sunflowers, some people don't have big gardens, but you've got to remember to stake them, they get blown over in the wind. There's lots of trouble with those. So these little ones, everybody can grow, and they can grow in the windowsill, so they only grow sort of gated. So they can grow inside, which is really nice as well. But yeah, the big ones are quite fun. But maybe next year. Maybe next year we can do that. We try and do the gardening badge every year. It's nice to grow stuff, isn't it? It's a good skill to learn. And as you grow, more things you'll try and plant, try and grow, understand when to plant them, what they need, what type of soil you put them in. Make sure you water them. You don't flood them, don't drown them. So you only put a little bit of water in every time. Okay, we're going over the top gate on our walk round. So we came out of King's Farm Wood. Now we're going to go back in it. So, our gate is this. One of them types of gates, isn't it? Right. Well, Alex touching the link. Okay. Right. Absolutely brilliant. So, on the home stretch, big Alex is quite good today. I'm really hot. I didn't think I was going to go. If I find some bamboo, I might have a little nibble.
There's some bamboo back at home, which means you're perfect.
Yeah, anybody's never known, never walked past Panda's house. There's lots of bamboo in the front garden. And if I get peckish during the day, I always take a bit off and I can eat a bit. That's where Panda gets his snacks from. Okay. Well, there's like a silvery colour tree there, Alex.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I wonder what sort of tree that is then.
Yeah.
So that's a
That is-
silvery tree.
That is the tree that I was talking about earlier in the quiz. Can you figure out what type of tree it is?
So yeah, we can have a look at the leaf, because all leaves from different species of trees are all different, okay? It's the bark sometimes, or the tree itself, the trunk, can look very similar, but the leaves tend to give it away. All the different types of shapes. Okay. I haven't found much rubbish. There's a few of those tree protectors. I was going to try and do that as another challenge. I'm going to come up and when it's not so sticky, and I'll try and pack some of them up and take them down to the bottom. Okay. What else can I talk about? Have any of you guys gone back to school this week? Oh I know my daughter has, Summer has, and some of her friends. I just wondered if any of you have as well. If you are, I hope you're staying safe and you're having fun back at school. And if you're not, bet you're enjoying your time with your parents. Parents depend on who you're doing your schooling at home. Schooling is very important, guys. I know us old people go on about schooling, but you're reading, writing, you've got to practice it all the time. But we can make it fun, can't we? Don't have to sit at a desk all the time. Let's get outside, you can read stuff, you can add flowers, you can do some fun games, yeah. But schooling is important. Yes, Alex?
Final big quiz. So the big tree question.
Big tree question.
That will get everybody's answers over the next couple days, and then see who's correct.
What's the prize? Big prize.
Well, we'll choose the prize next time we go live or something like that.
Yeah.
So the question is, what is the tree that lives in England that has the longest lifespan of a tree that lives in England?
Is that about 500 years?
Well, it depends on what you're looking at, to be completely honest. So, like...
Did we build lots of ships out of it?
Well, no one ever actually used that, plainly because it was too slow to build, and most people used the faster growing trees such as fir or birch.
Sure.
Yeah.
Are you 100%? Did you get this from Wikipedia?
No.
Wikipedia might not be
But
right.
the oak, they use stuff like oak or yew as the thick barrel going in between the ship to hold everything in place. While the bone of the boat, and everything else is made as birch, so they can mass produce.
May have learned something himself today. So, this is the second gate you come through. So it's not a. This is like a. Oh yeah, gate. So we come through this one. On that side we have the Air Museum still, but here. So we have Panda, First Wroughton. It's a Cotswold Wildlife Park. And I've written beavers on there as well. So this is one. This is the badge that if anybody was lucky enough to come to Cotswold Wildlife Park, we did it for the day. We went up there and it was absolutely brilliant. And everybody that came along got a badge and a pencil and like a goodie bag set. But they all had these badges, and I had a few left over. So we could, if anybody would like these badges, I may have a couple left. Only if I don't have one for everybody. So maybe we could hand them out for people that had the right answers. Alex, maybe?
Yes, definitely. So that might be a good idea.
Okay, so that was it. That was the end of the quiz. Alex nearly fell over then. That is the end of the quiz. So, well, the treasure hunt. Sorry, not the quiz. Well, it is the quiz as well. I don't know. I'm the branch. What can we say? We'll walk all the way round, so it's a whole loop. Okay, so you know what we did. If you'd like, Panda can do another one of these. We'll do it in the same wood. Similar thing, maybe. We could do cable ties. Or, if you wanted Panda to be a bit trickier, I could hide it in the grass. I could do a video like this. We could put maybe a number on a tree.
Mm-hmm.
And then within that area, something you need to find hidden. Yeah, I think we could do that. That'd be a bit harder than this one though, because there'll be another, then you have to look. So we probably won't. I'll have to have a look, make sure there's no areas where we've got stinging nettles, because we don't want to be stinging our hands, do we? But does anybody remember what we can use for stinging nettles? Does anybody remember? You do have to squish it up, a lot of it, squish it up, get it really sloppy in your hands, and then you rub it on. So.
As there is a feedback loop, you might have to wait a bit longer than usual to get anybody to answer that question. Because, well, in any live video, nothing happens instantaneously.
Okay, so, what else can I say up here? I think you'll find blackberries on them, won't you, in the summer months or later on. You start getting the flowers. Lean through a minute so you can see this. Don't get too close. Right, so you've got the flowers here. Okay, they're going to become the berries. So here, your parents could help you take these berries off, and you could probably eat them. And when they're ready, you would just take them off. They're either black or red. You would take them off, and as you touch them, they should just fall off in your hands, and that's when you know they're perfectly ready to eat. You probably should wash them and do all that health and safety stuff. If they're high enough and they're ready to come off, sorry.
Hey,
Don't eat them off the floor.
Panda,
Yes.
a lot of people have been asking that, so it started up as, did you find all your tags? Did you find all your tags?
I found all my tags.
So then,
Look.
people were, yeah, might as well.
Right, you stand there. I'll have a look. We're not blocking anybody off. So, I have got book reader. We have got, I think that's our craft one, our knots. We have our digital citizen. We have our watering can, our gardener badge. And we have the final one. So yes, all are still there. The keyring for this one's in the bag. I pulled it off, guys. So they're all there, which is really good. I'm really happy about that because some things can get taken down by accident, say, by some people. I'm really happy that people in Wroughton respected that, because I did write on there, I said please leave for our beavers, and like I said, I've only left them up for 2 weeks now. It's been really good. So I was concerned this morning because somebody said that they couldn't find them, so that's why I've come up today instead of tomorrow. So I'll take them down and then we can do another one. But we did talk about dog poo. My pet hate, guys. If you have a dog, you clear it up. Right. So that's Panda's rant. I need 2 minutes because it gets me cross, because all the owners know they're bringing their dogs up here. They need to start picking it up. Not acceptable. Because you get lots of diseases from dog poo. Okay, especially you youngsters, you handle stuff on the grass, you touch your eyes, like coronavirus, you're really careful. Yes, Alex.
I don't want to sound like I'm arguing with you, but it's much, if you're gonna let that happen, it is much safer for your dog to have a vegetarian diet than a meat one, as most diseases and viruses sit in meat.
That's right.
So
yeah, you can do. I've never met a vegetarian dog.
Yeah.
But the issue is, if you have a dog, you clear up after it. Same with a cat. Really, you should be clearing up after a cat. Litter trays or whatever you have. You know, wild animals, foxes, badgers, rabbits, Malteser makers, those sort of things. You know, a lot of them keep out the way anyway. They don't do it in the middle of the park because they're off doing their own stuff. They don't stick to park. Anyway, so when I finished, we went down this way. So this is our little walk, and this will come out somewhere near where we started. Sloth is doing a good job. He's just sitting there meditating. Who else have I? Who else is there? Who else? Here. It's Skunk, isn't it? Skunk is going for the Father Christmas look, so if you see him through the village, you have to say ho ho ho. Okay? So if you see Skunk, okay, in the village, that's Alfie's daddy. You have to say ho ho ho. good. Looking good. Okey-dokey. Now, I would not, I'm just going to go in normally, but I'm going to go up there because there's a picnic table. So I think while I'm here with a bag and I've got some carry bags to put some rubbish, I'm just going to walk up there just to have a look if there's any rubbish.
Quick note from the cameraman, if you do see any rubbish, please make sure to put it into the nearest bin as quickly as possible,
Okay.
as plastic and litter can hurt the environment quite badly.
So there is some rubbish up here, guys. So what Panda's going to do, so he's not picking up, I've got my litter picker, which we have down at the hall, which we do if we go litter picking with a group. Panda's here, so these are carry bags I've given today through shopping. So we're just going to pick up stuff, and I'm going to put it in that bag, and then we'll tie them all up at the end. Animals up here, they can be taking it back home. There's no reason to drop litter. If it falls out your pocket, pick it up. What Panda might do, Panda works at an engineering firm, and I think a nice little plaque we could put on there on both sides. Please take your rubbish home, you slob. Or something on those words. If it gets me cross, no need for rubbish.
Quick tip, if you see a cigarette, used cigarette or even non-used cigarette on the floor, please do not pick it up with your bare hands, as it can leave traces of, well, parts of cigarette on your hand and can end up with damaging your lungs or your eyes if you touch it while it's on your hand.
Right. Just don't pick any rubbish up. If it's not your rubbish, you don't pick it up with your bare hands, okay guys? You can get these litter pickers, get a stick, or you can do what Panda did, an old carrier bag, maybe inside out, and you could pick up stuff like you see some good people when they pick up doggy poo, they put it and then they put it around like that, okay? That's another way of doing it. Lots of tissues up here. Right. Just getting cross really. And they, you know, it could blow up from people's bins a long way away, but cigarettes don't. Okay.
Too heavy for that and too small for that.
Right. Really warm in my onesie, right?
You're lucky, I'm absolutely freezing.
I'm really warm. So, other facts. Oh,
Stop.
over there is Sam's house, isn't it? Becky's on there.
So just on the hill past the bushes, you should see a couple of houses. Somewhere over there is Sam's house. If I can just somewhere over there.
So, what do we class this flower as? What do we call it? Not the Latin name for it, but what do we call it? Because if you put it under your chin and your chin goes yellow, it means you like something. That's what I was always told. We won't get into the science of it, Alex. Okay, so we'll do that. Okay. That's another question. So again, so berries, blackcurrant, blackberries up here. You can see them. Flowers will come up, then they'll change.
This is one of the, in fact, one of the safest places to collect them, as they,
One of them.
like the one, not like the ones back there. There wasn't a 3-foot line of stinging nettles in front of
But
it.
you've got to be very careful if you step into something like this. You don't know if it falls away. Okay, you don't know if there's a bank.
Too thick.
Okay. So get your parents to do it, or an adult to do it. What else we got? What other flowers do you see? Grass, different types of grass, isn't there?
We should be coming down on when we split off the red route earlier on. Remember, like early on when it comes down to the oranges and blues, eventually we'll reach that spot if we keep going down this route.
Right, let's walk you down here because if you're safe, because all my beavers are safe, your parents won't work on. If you go down there, if you go down to that fallen tree, you'll get, that's the root systems, that's underneath the tree. Can you see some fungus? You said, do you want me, shall I go down and point out, or do you think you can see it?
They can see it,
Yeah,
but
so-
it's not very clearly.
So, I'll use the stick. Right. No, I won't. Okay, no. Okay, so fungus. Look at these. So, what do you think these are called? They're a fungus. What do we call them? Sometimes you have them on your full English breakfast. Not these ones, though, guys. Not these ones. Don't know what type of fungus. Maybe somebody can tell me exactly what type of fungus.
Well, obviously these particular ones are harmful.
Yeah, these don't touch anything like that. Well, they might look interesting. Don't poke them with the stick because some of them have spores. This is part of their insides. If you pop them, there's like a dust that comes out, and that can really affect your chest, your lungs. So again, you don't need to pop it, so you don't leave it alone. Look at it, take a nice picture of it. They're magical. I think they're growing like that, so that's beautiful things to look at, really. But what I wanted you guys to come, if you came down here and you took your time and you could move a little bit of soil out of the way from where the bark is, or just down here, not digging, you just want to move stuff away. Creepy crawlies.
Yeah.
Heavy earwigs, wood lice, spiders, the little ones. I think there's millipedes, I think we saw.
Most likely to see centipedes.
The orange ones we saw last time.
Millipedes,
Yeah, millipedes are the hard case ones.
most likely you'd find millipedes if you dug underneath it, because they like to be in the darkest places possible.
So they're little orange centipedes. That's right. So, you can always have a look for those. That's always fun to do. Again, you make sure you go down there. You don't just run off. You don't just run off without an adult knowing where you're going. Really, you want some help there. Just go down, making sure you're not touching stuff you shouldn't be touching.
And a quick fact is that the spores in the fungus that can damage your lungs are in fact its way of creating more fungi, if you want the practical term. As it was what plants used to do before flowers were created. They used to just, like ferns and stuff, shoot out spores later on, but don't worry about ferns. You don't have to start thinking, oh my god, they'll hurt me. Their spores are safe, while fungus ones are deadly, as they can grow in your stomach, while fungus ones
grow in your stomach.
well, their positions in it are safer.
Just, I would say yes. So any fungal spores, stuff like that.
Well, I mean your
pop
lungs.
them. Don't do anything with them. Just keep away from. If you do accidentally pop them, stood on them, anything like that, just make sure you hold your breath and walk away. That's all you need to do, okay?
I
Grow
miss
inside you.
I missaid it. I meant lungs. Because the lungs have no way of protecting from anything that isn't bacterial, and fungus like warm and damp areas, which is more or less your body, as it is 80% water, and its temperature is usually much warmer than its surroundings. So, I don't want to sound pessimistic here, but there's always the chance.
Right, I was just thinking, I've completely forgotten what
Trying to thought me like.
snail.
Huh? Oh, look, snail. Look, you can see the snail's antennas out there.
Slowly, Alex.
Look at that.
Give me a headache. Right, so
Moving on.
you guys are probably really bored now. You probably want to sleep.
In fact, we've had.
I will upload this one onto our Facebook page. That's so different. You've got yellow spots.
No, that's drops of water.
Is it?
Yeah,
It's different.
it's got black spots with drops of water on it. Just a lot of black spots.
Yeah, so I will load this back up onto our Facebook page, maybe the YouTube page as well. But obviously we won't get a lot of this waffling, and we'll fast forward some of those bits like up the long hill and that. But just so you guys can see where the treasures were.
And just like I said earlier, look where we're back at. So if you followed the exact route we took, you should end up at the exact point we turned
So that's
earlier
where
in
we
the
went
video.
up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as you can see, there was the marker, and here where we walked up, like we could recreate the exact same thing. Like,
We went that way, and now we went this way. So that's what we did. But we're not going to do it again because I need to get out of this onesie. Woo! It's warm. Trying to think. Ooh. Do we
oh
know...
yeah, I forgot about this. Completely forgot about this.
Oh, that make Panda's hay fever go right off. Have a sniff of that.
Oh, that's so
Can you
satisfying.
sniff that? Can you sniff that? Smell it? Now, what does that smell like, guys? Apart from yummy. Can anybody tell me what that is? Can anybody tell me what type of, or tree, but can you tell me what flower that is? No hints, Alex. Because it looks, come over here.
I was about to tell you.
It looks very similar to that, doesn't it? But they are completely different.
Because one's safe, one's not.
Yeah, you don't want to eat this one. So you have one that you potentially make gin out of, I guess.
Like a tonic and stuff like that.
Make all sorts like that.
Presses, and then this one down here. Well,
That's a weed, isn't it?
yeah.
So yeah, so there's two. So those flowers are very similar, but one is good for us. We can use and use as different things. The other one is just like a weed. One you don't eat, one you can. Okay. So again, you be very careful in the wild. So this is why I haven't done sort of foraging skills for the beavers. Just solely because some things are very similar. You really you need to know exactly what you're doing. When they go up into scouts, or cubs and scouts, they will learn about stuff like this in more detail. Also, they're slightly older then, and slightly wiser. And obviously they've been trained by Panda, so they're good with me. Yes, Alex.
Someone just messaged that
Get on with
an
it.
extra hint with the elder files. Someone just messaged.
Gave it away.
Oh shit. That was bad.
Donut.
She said she was making champagne out of this, which would have been quite a good hint, but I ruined it.
So Alexander said what he said because he's like that.
If you
Anyway,
missed
so-
it, then
That's fine. Then we won't say it again.
yeah.
So yeah.
Whoops.
So yeah. So some of you guys may have gone up the path down there. Look. So that's the normal path we walk along. So this is the red route. Okay, we were on, and that's where we had our stuff on these two. And I'll probably use that again. Some of these areas look quite open. Try to do another little treasure hunt for you guys if you really want to do that. I can do that. But I might maybe bury some bits. Okay, maybe I'll design, maybe I can tie some sticks together in a certain way that only you guys know. Okay, so I can send you a picture of what the sticks should look like. I think that'd be quite good, so then I can put them on top and I can bury stuff. Nobody will know what they are apart from us. A little treasure.
So like signs made out of sticks. Well, like you get like a stick sheet and whatever stick it like you said, a set of sticks and whatever shape it means is whatever it means. So like one could need
like
go carry on forward. That it's right there. You get the idea.
Some of you older beavers will know our trail signs that we learn about in our outdoor activities we do. So how to make a trail, how to line arrows on the floor or use sticks. So for example, for your younger beavers, if I was coming up here, so Alex is on this side, I can get a stick, or cut the sticks. Okay, so if you're looking for sticks, if you're looking for signs, yeah, what does that look like? Okay.
Zoom in for
right, then zoom back out. If you come back out and walk away, right, that's really hard to see, isn't it?
Yeah.
But if you know you're looking for stick signs,
yeah. If you keep walking,
if you know you're looking for stick signs, then you'll be looking for sticks on the ground and you will see that. If you're not looking, nobody will know. So lots of people can walk up and down there. The only thing is by putting it down here, somebody could knock it or a doggy could step on it, okay? Then it could mean completely nothing, you would miss it. So we would put the trail signs slightly out of the way, maybe onto the grass verge, somewhere where you could see it if you knew what you were looking for. So lots of trail signs we could do. Maybe I could do that as part of that treasure hunt as well. So it's good skills to know, because you use that through your scouting. You will use some of those skills. Okay? Well, I've waffled on quite a bit, I guess, like normal, and it's not raining, which is good. I did think it was going to rain all day today. It's brilliant.
Okay, seeing we've got to the end of the well, really close to the end of it. The answers to the first two quiz questions, because obviously the third and final one, the big tree question, is for the next couple days. I'll let everyone choose. The first one was silver birch.
Silver birch, so a silver barked tree. Okay, silver gives it away, doesn't it? But silver birch they are. Very beautiful. I don't think there's any round here now. We did pass a few up the top. I don't know, there may be some in here. But
I've forgotten the second question.
You've forgotten the second question?
Yep.
Because otherwise people just seeing nothing
Sorry.
then.
Whoops.
The second one was what leaf is on the Canadian flag?
So Dad gave it away like twice, but if you, the answer was the maple tree.
The maple tree.
He literally just said, "What is the maple leaf on the Canada sign?"
So yeah, the maple leaf.
Remember?
Is that where maple syrup comes from?
Well, yeah, the maple tree. People in Canada will actually actually cut holes in maple trees.
Right, so everybody in Canada, yeah, they've probably got a whole maple tree outside. And what they do, they stick a tap in it.
More or less.
When they get their pancakes in the morning, they go outside, shoo off the bears, open up this tap on their maple tree, and they pour maple syrup all over their pancakes.
Well, obviously the maple sap from the maple tree is not, is actually pure maple syrup, which is incredibly rich and actually quite dangerous to the human body. Yeah.
Wikipedia it again.
I'm not Wikipediaing it, but think about it, it is pure maple sap, and therefore is not safe to be consumed like maple syrup. You have to refine it to make it into maple syrup. That's the whole point. I sound like a bummer, but I'm telling the truth.
So anyway, if you Google that, and you can find out, and you can, if you've got anybody that knows about trees and stuff, then please, yeah, give us the answers, and I can put Alex right, can't I? Okay, so we are back at the start. So come over to the map. Here, I'll just this one. So again, as we did a week ago or 2 weeks ago, we just basically followed this path all the way up, round the top, back down the red line, we're back here. So we've got a bag of rubbish. We've also got all my cable ties and my treasure that I left hanging in the trees. So it's really good. So we'll see you all Wednesday, hopefully, at 6:30 or 7 o'clock, something like that. All got your invite. Please accept that on OSM, because then I know if I need to wait for anybody to log in before we start our evening. We can run a few minutes late if we need to. Okay, so I look forward to hearing from you or seeing you all next Wednesday. Bye guys.